Hello, Aries North Node. This is Samara, your Feminist Alchemist. Welcome to your reading for the October New Moon 2021. So that will be October 6th, possibly 7th, depending on where you're located in the world, up to November 3rd, which is right before the new moon in November. So this is a general reading. Not all of the message will resonate with each person. So just take what feels right in your soul, what seems to strike a chord, and what doesn't seem to fit, you can just let float away into the ether to whoever else in your Aries North Node collective. That message may be meant for whoever needs to hear that at this time. If you like this reading, feel free to give it a thumbs up. You could always subscribe as well below and click the notification bell so that you'll know when I upload, which is every new moon. Let's talk a bit about what the North Node is. It's not a planetary object. It's rather a mathematical point. Here's its glyph in my little golden picture frame here. And it is a point in your chart that signifies the source of your soul's expansion, greatest potential for expansion, and actually what it has signed up to experience in this lifetime. So you'll find that in your North Node sign, where a lot of the opportunities lie for you to leave your comfort zone and experience something new, which on the other side of that discomfort is a lot of fulfillment that you may not even have imagined would be possible in your life, or may not be possible through that particular set of experiences or set of energies, lifestyle choices, etc. So I do have a short video linked in the description box below that covers the general meaning of the North Node as I've been guided to understand it from my spirit team. Plus, you can check out the specifics of your North Node sign explained in depth by another astrologer, or an astrologer on YouTube, Astro Finesse. He has very in detail videos about each North Node placement that I've also linked in the description box below. What else? There's also an extended reading at the end. It's called Everyday Alchemy and Practical Magic. And in that about 20-minute extended video, I consult the divine about the tools you can use to support you on your North Node journey in the month of October. So we'll look at everything from crystals, herbs, essential oils, colors, and I also channel some affirmations that you can use as personal mantras for the month. So that's all you need to know before we get started. So I will look into your energies for October now. So let me actually describe what it is I'm going to read for you in this setup. Just a quick overview. I'm going to do 3 circles at the beginning, or the outer circle will be the universal energies at play in your life right now. The second circle will be 5D, your ascension path, your higher self, your intuition, what's calling to you to be tapped into for your expansion. And then the inner circle will be the 3D energies. So how are all these energies kind of showing up in your practical everyday life to be resolved, or for you to make choices that take you to the next step, the next level of your expansion. And then I'll use some tarot cards to kind of clarify all of that. And if you watched last month I looked into the Akashic records, into past life experiences that may be lingering in your auric field at the moment that need to be resolved for your next step. In this month's reading, they've guided me to they've guided me that I'll be getting messages from ancestors. So this may be certain familial patterns, ancestral patterns, wounding, karma in your bloodline that may be coming to the surface to be resolved in this time. So they told me that, my guides told me that that's the more important energy, or the stronger energy, that is coming through in this month for all of the signs. So we'll be looking at that, and then I'll pull some oracle cards and wrap it up. All in all, we should be here together for about 45 to 55 minutes. So settle in. You may want to grab a snack. Yeah. Okay, so I just shifted my camera a little bit so you see have a bit more room on the table. I've pre-shuffled your cards and meditated on them for you, Aries North Node. Okay. I'm just checking. I have a feeling that something else wanted to come out. Oh, of course. So, because I had a feeling that these two go together. So there's a lot going on for you this month, Aries North Node. We have Chenrezig manifestation. Footprints, which to me reads totally like an ancestral card. So, yes. What is this one called again? I always see peacock feathers when I look at it. Awakening. Intuitive Arts Guide. Dreaming. And fairies. I've been hanging a lot with the fairies these days, actually. So let's see. So in Chenrezig manifestation, I see the energy of pure joy, laughter, happiness, and more so than just like, okay, there's happiness available to you. It's more the aligning yourself, like keeping your thoughts positive and positive manifestation. So the universe, in the universal energies, is this power for you to manifest, or to tap into the ability to manifest very joyful outcomes and situations for yourself. Footprints, I see, well, as I said, first thing when I started this reading, I was already told when I was doing my setting up of the table for this month's readings that there will be a lot of ancestor messages coming through. So for this, I see strong energy of your lineage. Some of it's your earthly lineage, and so some of you it's the star lineage as well. Awakening and Intuitive Arts Guide came out together. So this is an ongoing process. Like, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if this came out for you like every month, because, awakening is not a snapping of the fingers. Now it's done type of process. And for some of you who are in a creative field or have wanted to get into a creative field, you're going to feel more and more inspiration. There's a steady stream of inspiration coming through, especially for those of you in artistic, and maybe not directly artistic as an artist, but something that has to do using creativity. And these two cards together are giving me like an innovative energy of you coming up with new solutions to doing things or to problems that seem to have no solution, or there was only one solution, but it wasn't the best one, or it had a lot of repercussions or consequences. I'm getting the word side effects. There were a lot of like negative side effects for one positive result. Collateral damage is another word they're giving me. So there's some type of creative awakened energy that is available to you to apply to a real world situations in particular that require innovative solutions and open-minded thinkers who are ready to explore completely uncharted avenues of action. Fairies and dreams. The fairies are generally strong at this time. I don't know if anyone else is feeling that out there, but for me, fairies are like abound. And they've always been, but it's like I'm just noticing them more. And the more you notice them, the more they, it's like the more power we give them, right? Because we are creating this reality. So why not have fairies? I mean, this is once again like pointing to this card of joyousness. And the fairies are there to help you tap into, I think for a lot of us, into a childhood joy. And this is why that comes with the dreaming card. The dreams that we've forgotten, or dreams that we've convinced ourselves are silly, or like a simplicity. I'm getting the words, the simplicity of joy that you have forgotten or have deemed childish. This is what the fairies are trying to bring us back to now. It's like we've overcomplicated the whole joy thing. They're like, yeah, that's not quite what it is. It's actually much more simple than that. And so in this energy where they come together with dreams, it's like a reminder that yes, there are practical steps towards making a dream a tangible reality, but dreaming it is actually the first step into making a dream a tangible reality. And they're saying it's always possible. So you can dream that your life is completely opposite that it is now, and it will eventually be so, depending on the level of your intention and faith, right? But in this case, there is an energy of, the fairies, dreaming, and starting everything with allowing yourself to dream in a very simple, childlike, always expecting the highest outcome way. So those are the universal energies that are at play. Going to jump to 5D energies. So last month I had used, had me pick out totally different decks of cards this month. Last month I used Sacred Geometry decks, but this month I'm staying in Cheryl Lee Harnish's Fractal Art motif. The first deck that's down on the table here is called Path of the Soul, and the one that I'm shuffling now is Return of Spirit. Yes, Return of Spirit. We're going to check out your 5D goodies. I'm actually getting, let me just see how this goes, but I'm getting a feeling that they do want the other deck, unless that's just me being comfortable with the other deck. Let's see. I'll give it a few more shuffles and see what it's feeling like. Okay, yeah. I'm going to put you on hold because, yes, they're sending me back to Sacred Geometry. Just a moment, please. Okay, so, I mean, that was a bit of a break for me, but you didn't feel bad. But anyway, so I have blended together the Sacred Geometry Activations Oracle and the Sacred Geometry of Relationships to make one large stack of wonderful sacred geometry for our 5D. The other deck, they said I still need it, but they'll tell me when. So that will come maybe later, maybe in the extended. We'll see where it pops up. So in your 5D Aries North Node. Okay. Okay. Transition, solar plexus chakra, soul, strength, freedom, and authenticity. So, okay, I have this feeling this theme is going to come up for a lot of signs, a lot of North Node signs, but I'm getting with the transition card, I'm getting a change in the way you think about yourself in relation to your family, or the way you speak of like the story of your family. This kind of looks like part of a DNA of a double helix, like looks like half of it. So and I feel like like the changing of the guard, if you will. There's something like you're growing into a role in your family or in your family line, and it may not be direct that you actually have contact with them, but it's a shifting in your perspective of how you fit into your family unit, and the bigger picture of your family unit. So for some of you, you may be learning something about more distant relatives or great grandparents. For some of you, you're learning really new things about your family, because this solar plexus chakra has come in, and it's part of what it says on the card is knowing of who we are and what our contribution is to the whole. So there's this great activation and clarification of your solar plexus chakra that allows you to show up differently in the world, more fully, is what I'm getting. Show up more fully in the world. For some of you, you are the healer of ancestral wounds, and you recognize this in your soul. So this may come up as your family has a lot of habits that you resist, and you may judge as well. I'm getting that a lot of you judge your family for it as well. And you've always understood yourself to be outside or different from the others in your family. Somehow you've gotten pulled into maybe your family, like a lot of the rest of your family seems to be the same. This is for some grouping of people in particular. A lot of your family tends to, like, they went into the same type of careers, they followed the same life path, or they have same habits. You probably had some family members, siblings or cousins that were very much like following the family tradition, whatever that tradition may be. And you always had a different vision for yourself, hence the fairy and the dreaming card. You always had a very different vision for yourself. And now it's like the calling of your soul is getting quite loud. Strength to me is speaking to me in you being strong enough to be yourself in a situation where being yourself may not be easy. So if you do end up taking the time out, or you did pause and went and looked at the North Node, the Aries North Node video before you came over here, you'll find that the Aries North Node have this path challenge of placing like their uniqueness, individuality over making compromises to satisfy the whole, to satisfy the collective. And now that doesn't mean that you're supposed to be selfish, but it does mean freedom, that you feel the freedom to be yourself, and that you stand strong in your authenticity. You can still be part of a unit and be all of those things at the same time, and still be an individual, and still, state your opinion. It's like there will be a peace when you can accept that people also have the choice to be how they want to show up, how they want to show up in their lives. And if you want to be the dreamer, the positive manifester, the breaker of ancestral patterns, the innovator and the, fire starter, and the spark, you have the freedom. You have the freedom to do that all, without sacrificing your relationships with those people, because it's all about the strength that you have in your character, in your authenticity, and it's the freedom that you allow yourself to have, meaning that they are free to have an opinion about you, and you are free to not give a shit. That's basically how they put it to me. So, yeah. Is there anything else to say at this level? No. We're going to go to... this is the Tarot of the Divine. We're going to the 3D. Tarot of the Divine, but I'm only using the major arcana. It's a full tarot deck, but I'm only using the majors in this case. For the major themes in your 3D life, of how these are showing up to be. Am I going the right way? I went that way, I went that way, I'm going this way. Okay. Major themes in Aries North Node 3D existence that are coming up to give you opportunities to clear, to heal. Okay, and there's another one. It seems it may take a while to come out. There it is. Ooh. Okay, this is an interesting one. So, what I am getting here, so we have the Empress. So this is the energy I was feeling before. I didn't want to say anything because, well, it's not that I wasn't sure, but I didn't. Anyway, skip that whole thought. The Empress. I'm getting the distinct feeling that for some of you, all of this energy around your ancestors and your family has to do with a matriarch in the family. And you... either disappointing or making this person proud, or ever being able to make that person proud. So for some of you, like many of us, but for you really at the forefront right now, is this feeling of never being able to be enough for this female figure. It could be your mother, could be your grandmother, but someone whose approval you are really... you emotionally crave more than you admit to yourself. And for some of you, I'm finding this is just like I'm looking at the Empress, but I'm feeling Queen of Cups energy, but at the same time, I'm feeling a whole tug of war with receiving of love from someone significant to you. And I'm getting that if this is not I'm getting that this affects most of you directly, and for some of you, this is actually one of the things in your ancestral line, like this mothers not quite accepting their daughters, or yeah, a wound that extends through the female line. Now, I'm asking how this shows up in 3D. It's in your relationship with some significant woman in your life. Which for some of you is also like a romantic relationship, like a wife. But if it is a wife, it's also urging you to look deeper into your relationship with your mother. I don't know why I said it that way. Yes, and okay, I'll leave that there, that card for now. Then we have the Star. Some of you are star seeds, so some of you, like this inkling has been planted in you from birth. So there's a serious, some of you are looking to the divine for answers, which may be what led you to check out your North Node or run your birth chart and end up on this reading. So you've been looking to the stars, but really looking to know yourself more. So some of your pursuits in spirituality, esoterics, meditation, yoga, even arts, is all on this journey to know yourself better. And you're craving a major transformation. You're craving a transformation. And the but is, you don't necessarily feel that you can do this transformation and really be in anybody's company. And I'm looking at how this snake is weaving around like all of these poles. It's like, getting in this, making peace with your devil. So this may be why some of the reason why you're holding yourself or feel to hold yourself apart from people is resentment of not being supported by people that you feel are important to your support network or should be more important in your support network. And excuse me. And others are hiding away because this, you're afraid of what this is, right? But, people are afraid of snakes. Snakes, the snake is on fire. It's kind of supposed to be scary looking, but the snake is also Kundalini, right? The seat of all passion, life force, the root of the base of your spine, right? So it's like, it's an energy that you have to make friends with in order to fuel your passion, your awakening, your growth. So let me distill that back down to 3D again. So it could be that you're feeling more often than not like embarrassed. Maybe you're embarrassed about showing parts of yourself that you haven't shown before. Or maybe you feel you've been heavily criticized by your family, and whether they mean it seriously or not, it has made you believe that this is inside of you. And so you're protecting yourself. But at the same time, they're showing me like that this, what you think is a bad trait in you is actually, embracing that is actually what this freedom will lead to, this freedom. And you have the freedom card down here too. Okay, we're going to do some clarification on how you can bridge the 3D with the 5D. So what kind of steps can you take to take your highest path or for your highest good? We have did this fall out first? Yeah. 5 of Wands. We have the Ace of Cups. The 2 of Cups. And the Moon and Strength. Oh, they want this otherwise. Here, these two down here, and take another. Okay, no, they want this here. Okay. Entities with opposing opinions sometimes, but we're all on the same page now. Okay, so 5 of Wands, competition. That's interesting. So the 5 of Wands is giving me the message that you should never count yourself out, even if other people count you out. I know that a lot of this has been focused on family. Like that is the vibe that I'm getting. And they're saying that even if these situations also extend into your workplace, that there is a basis in your family life. So consider yourself worthy to compete, but choose your battles wisely. This is the 5 of Wands, not the 5 of Swords. So there's a different vibe to it. I'm feeling like it has to do with with the authenticity and not being afraid to kind of show yourself for what you are, who you are. And if you want the torch, then go for it. So for some of you, this is a very real torch. It's like if you want to be the one that people look to in your family, or and you feel that people are not giving you not seeing your potential for being able to carry on that torch, carry on that flame, then you should make sure. I just had a deja vu. Sorry, my brain just went elsewhere. You should make sure that it's known that you want that and that you feel worthy of it. And that is applicable to not just the family situation, but so for someone it's a job. Like there's a succession planning going on and they're counting you out of it. And you feel like you haven't been recognized for everything that you're capable of doing, but you're more than capable of doing it. So this is saying, like, throw your hat in the ring and put yourself on the short list or, in the running for whatever that position is that you're looking for. Yeah. I got the Ace of Cups and the Two of Cups together. So Two of Cups could be a lot about self-care, and I think often that meaning gets overlooked. But I'm seeing purely like taking care of yourself, and Ace of Cups is like, yeah, it's a gift from the universe, but in this case, I'm feeling like, yeah, you take all of that influx of positive love energy, and instead of trying to convince other people of your worth, just treat yourself as if you're worthy. So this is the balance with the Five of Wands as well. Like, we're not asking people to recognize us. We're recognizing our own worth first and honoring and celebrating that, and then putting it on display for other people to see. And sometimes they're going to get it and sometimes they're not. But the point is, if you want people to see something in you, you have to acknowledge it in yourself first, celebrate it, nurture it. And, be for yourself what you want everyone else to be for you, right? That's what I'm getting on that side. And the Moon. In the Moon card, I see... Okay, in the Moon card, I see... Yeah, and the Moon is a very feminine and emotional card to me. If it were to be one of the other suits, it would be a Cups. It's very watery. And I'm getting the message that you need to acknowledge some deep emotions that you've kind of pushed aside, because these emotions that you have not processed are reducing your strength and your freedom. Like, you have an illusion that you're not free to do certain things because you have an emotional attachment to whatever this person has, said to you about you, or how made you feel about yourself. Mostly what I'm getting is what someone has made you feel about yourself. And this is evaluating that, like realizing that what needs to transform is not your environment, but what is inside you. That is the transformation that has to happen. That is going to ease. You'll have an easier time processing the release and embodying all of this positive energy that's coming in for manifesting your dreams and innovating and awakening your inner talents. You got Strength card in another manifestation here. So is this with authenticity and showing your authentic self comes vulnerability, right? That to me is the lamb. But to stay authentic in the face of criticism is where the lion comes out. So the strength card, especially with this, what she has on her arm here, the infinity symbol, is like this eternal balance between letting the lamb have its freedom, knowing that the lion can and will protect it when necessary. So I'm getting that for, different people in this Aries North Node group. Some of you are too much of the lamb, and some of you are too much of the lion. So what you need for really tapping into that authenticity in a stable, sustainable way is knowing that. And see, she has even in the star card, she also has a lamb. I think in this one, I have to read what the story is of this one, but it looks like the lamb has passed away. And she's looking to the star to, revive it. And then she's got her lamb and her lion. And all this is in pursuit of our authenticity. Yeah, I'm totally getting, authenticity is a choice that we make to put our truth first, to prioritize our truth over someone else's comfort, right? I'll say that again. Authenticity is the choice to prioritize your truth over someone else's comfort. Now, that doesn't always have to be the case. Obviously, you're not always offending someone with your authenticity, but sometimes we do hold ourselves back for the sake of fitting in, and that is not what you're supposed to be doing, Aries. No, not on this path, not on your North Node path. So this strength is the strength of character and the strength to be both. It takes a very strong lamb and a very humble lion to be the happy medium between both polarities. You know what I'm saying? To be that place where the lamb and the lion are almost indistinguishable from each other. So this is what they're getting you to balance, also by being like this very strong in yourself, and honoring yourself with, I guess, I'm getting baths. Someone needs to take a bath. I mean, not in a cleansing way, not in a you have to shower, but in a self-care way. But more of that will come up in the extended. But just simple ways of honoring your authenticity, honoring yourself will give you the strength to be, you're satisfying a lot of your own needs. And that's the point. And when you're satisfying a lot of your own needs, you don't feel to play into or mediate your actions in order to get a certain response out of people, right? That is what they are discouraging you from doing. So I'm going to go to the next deck now, and we're going to check out what kind of ancestral messages are coming through for you. It's already flipped over. These cards tend to I rarely have to shuffle them long. This deck is called Ashotele. It is by, which way did I go? I went this way, right? Yes, so we're going this way now. Akamara Tarot. And I'm still getting to know it, but my guides wanted me to bring it out, so we're going to be learning this one together. And I'll do my best for you. I'm just going to go at it intuitively. Yeah, there we go. That feels right now. All right. Ten of Clubs. I haven't studied all the pronunciations yet, so bear with me. Tuashiri, betray. You can kill the identity of a man on earth, but you cannot kill his spirit. I'm going to interpret all of them once I've read them all to you. This is Olga, Mastery, 8 of Diamonds. With a little seed of imagination, you can grow a field of hope. 9 of Diamonds, Igbadun, pleasure. Once you carry your own water, you will learn the value of every drop. And key 16, Baje. What is inflated too much will break into fragments. So I'm going to apologize to anyone who knows the proper translations of these. As I said, I was just spontaneously guided before I started this reading to pick up this deck and use it on camera. So I do still have more study to do with the book, the guidebook that comes with it, in terms of all of the meanings and pronunciations that come with it. So I'm going to take a few moments to let that absorb and see what the ancestors are trying to communicate in these cards. Okay, they're coming pretty quickly. So basically, they're saying, with this 10 of Spades here, betray. They're basically saying, anyone could try to change who you are, your identity, but your soul and your spirit will always be what it always was. So if you're afraid that somehow you lost something or you left it too long, you can't go back to being that, innocent. Especially, I'm getting that if you feel someone took away your innocence or your, maybe you learned that something that you want actually is much more of an uphill battle or has a shady side to it, but you can still see it. You can know the underbelly and still appreciate the, the part that drew you to it in the first place. Knowing the underbelly doesn't have to sully what the glittery part of it. So I'm getting that as much as you may not feel like you belong in the earth realm with your earth family or with your peers or with the people you work with, again, I'm getting a strong family vibe because of the ancestor card. But let's extend family to mean groups that are not just blood related. As much as you may feel like there's something that makes you essentially different, you are you are what your ancestors have been waiting for. There is a saying, I can't remember who said it, and I can't remember where I read it. And I am the hope, I am the dream of my ancestors. I can't remember it off the top of my head, but there are people in your lineage who never got to do what it is that you already do or that you want to do, that you are resisting doing. And so there is a lot of encouragement for you, available to you. There's a lot of encouragement from your ancestors coming through. And they're urging you that even if you have to do it alone, like it's going to be worth doing because, because you'll be a much stronger person because of it, and you will have, like, your self-worth will be bolstered exponentially through going through that process on your own. And some of you really will have to go through it on your own. The 9 of Diamonds represents the 9 of Pentacles. Is that correct? Yes, the 9 of Pentacles. So this is like you're almost there. It's just whether or not you feel you need the support of your peer group, your family or your peer group to continue moving forward. And your ancestors are saying no. Once you carry your own water, you will learn the value of every drop. It's part of your task, your mission, to go at least part of this way by yourself. And this is coming right over this stream of innovation and creativity that we had at the bottom, the awakening. So it is part of, your North Node journey. And last but not least in this, what is inflated too much will break into fragments. Oh, I'm getting, don't overthink it. You don't need to overthink this situation. The key 1616 is the Tower, I believe. Yeah, Tower in the traditional tarot. So I'm getting that in your ancestral line that there were people who basically talked themselves out of pursuing their dreams. And because this is also coming over the fairies and the dreaming card and the strength and the soul, which is hidden underneath here. So one pattern that you are meant to break is, as an Aries North Node, is overthinking your decisions or letting thinking about things take you into stagnation or cause you to not make decisions. So this is what they are communicating to me here. Anything else? They're telling you, yes, don't betray yourself. So you have a lot of you, we all know someone who's betrayed their inner calling for the sake of someone else. Whether it affected them in the long term or if they, realized that that wasn't the best way to go and, they had a second chance at doing something for themselves in their life or living for themselves. There is someone in your bloodline who seriously betrayed their happiness for the sake of someone else or for the sake of, I'm getting that this person, some of you, that person did it for their family. Let's just put it that way. It was for the sake of the family. Why it was for the sake of the family, It could be any reason. It could be someone who decided not to take a good job opportunity because it would take them away from a sick parent. It could be someone who decided to stay in a marriage because of the kids. There's many life decisions that people take that they put their family first and their dreams got, put on hold, especially if there was a situation like a war or a depression or illness happening in whatever region of the world they were in. So, but this is, you have betray. You can kill the identity of a man on earth, but you cannot kill his spirit. So they want you to really, your ancestors are encouraging you to answer the calling of your soul. This is 10. This is 10. Just thought I'd point that one out too. All right, we're done with these? Yes, I have to change the card because I'm running out of time on this one, but I'm going to come back and do your oracles just now. All right, I'm back. Not that you actually felt that. Keep forgetting. So yes, all right, I'm going to pull you, I'm not sure how many oracle cards. Let's say minimum 2, maximum 3 or 4. We're going to start with the elemental oracle. Okay, we got 2. You have time. And we have magnetism. And then I'm going to grab maybe one, from the Wisdom of the Oracle, which that came right away. It came in the reverse, but it's a change in the wind, number 12, and it's in reverse. And I want to see if they want something from that deck that I had set aside earlier. Anything from here? Yeah, they do. Up. All right, so we have a 3 oracle decks, 4 cards in total. I said 3 or 4. I should have said 4. I thought it was going to be 4. Anyway, too late. I'm going to read from the guidebook, and if I get any other messages while I'm reading, I will let you know what they are after the fact. This is card number 41. Time. Elemental Oracle by Stacy DeMarco. Let me grab the book here. 41. Okay. Discipline. It says that over there. Discipline. Find out the causes of your procrastination or resistance. Do not miss your opportunities. Someone is wasting your time. Be aware of this. You have finite time on this planet, so use it well. As you grew up, time seemed to pass very slowly, and you couldn't wait to grow up. Then, conversely, as you aged, time went quickly as you knew it was running out. We have an innate idea of time, but what is it actually? Physics says time is what a clock reads. Simple. Time has also been defined as the continued indefinite progress of existence, but it is hard to put a definition to the word without actually using the concept of time. We normally refer to time in what it can do for us and what it means. Humans initially broke time down in measurements of light and dark, day and night, when the sun rose, when it began to circle across the sky, when it set, when the moon rose and continued its arc. As humans became more sophisticated and began to break down these phenomena into hours, minutes, and seconds, we learned how to accurately measure time, although many cultures had just as many ways to express time through their calendars. The study of measuring time is called horology. Time is an important element in the way it combines with other elements, the speed of light, the velocity of an object, space, time, and gravity. And the element of time is air. So, what I'm getting from this is, remember we were talking about dreaming big with the fairies and dreaming, but knowing that, yes, there has to be some practical time to it, practical plan to it. That's one element. The other element is it's just your time to shine, and to be all of the. It's the time for your transition, for your transformation, for your unfolding, right? That is what I'm getting from the time card. I don't think I'm going to read all of magnetism. I'm going to read the part right at the beginning of it and give you my interpretation of the rest for this one. Magnetism, attraction. Know your values and needs so you are more aware of what your true attractions are. Do not run with the herd. Notice what or who you attract. Is this your intent? There is always nemesis, in brackets opposite, energy to any endeavor you might take. This should not bother you as it is natural law. So, as we said, and as your ancestors said, basically magnetism is like attracts like, but not just like attracts like, because when you think about it, two magnets repel each other and they're the same charge, right? You have to put the plus side with the minus side together and slack out, right? Then they stick together. So it's natural for there to be equal and opposite forces to everything that you do. So there is no reason for you to change what you do in the face of people who do it differently or in the face of people who don't like how you do it. That's basically what they're telling me through the magnetism card. A change in the wind in reverse. So yes, in this deck we read cards in reverse as well. Just give me a moment to find this. Okay, in the reverse you get the protection message. So, there are conditions brewing in your life that you have no control over. Don't fight them. Change is inevitable and is for the best, for the higher good. Even if this storm blows away the structures you think you've built your dreams on, all will turn out as it should. You will have renewed clarity and strength to do something even better. Spirit is your ally. So that's for sure. Spirit as your ally has come through the star card. And I'm still getting this message, you don't have control over anyone else other than yourself, so you might as well do you. And not as an act of rebellion, but an act of total love for yourself and total trust in the universe in supporting you in getting where you want to go. And guiding you along the way. Like, we're not just sitting waiting for something to happen. We are opening our intuition to receive guidance. And that involves kind of accepting where we are sometimes. Other times it calls for action. Right now, there's a whole bunch of stuff happening around you that seems to be falling apart, but what's behind it is all of this universe. It's because this stuff is breaking through. It's because the universal energies are pushing through all the crap right? All the crusty, stale stuff that is keeping life from being juicy and fulfilling, that's what's happening for you right now. And the last card we have Up, from the deck that did not feel like talking at the beginning of the reading. It has come for the finale. Return of Spirit. Let's see what Return of Spirit has to say for you, Aries. Up. Time to lift your eyes off the ground and start looking up towards the heavens. Hello, star card hiding underneath there. Da-dum. Just in case you forgot what it looked like. Keeping you down and trying to be small isn't doing anyone any favors. The world needs you, the real you. Low self-esteem and self-worth is impeding your perception of whom and what you really are. It is also affecting your ability to put yourself out into the world. There is a whole other life waiting inside you, crying to be lived. The only thing standing in your way is you. The universe sees you and knows you as a divine spark of the all. They are calling you now to begin embracing that aspect of yourself too. Stand up, hold your head up, and begin looking at the ways in which you are disempowering yourself. It's time to start building your own personal sense of value and your own sense of worth. Spirit knows that this is not an easy task, which is why they have brought you this message today. Every time you feel you are not enough, look up to the heavens and know the entire cosmos is supporting you on this. When you see the sky above you, let that be your reminder that you are more than enough. You are God incarnated, and the only one who can give you value and a sense of worth is you. There is nothing your guides and angels want more than to see you step into the truth of who you really are. Start looking to the good within you, and the value you actually do have, and the difference you really do make. Start to see yourself as the universe sees you. Human is what you are wearing on the outside. Inside, you are a bright, brilliant light of divine source. Remember who you are. Isn't that, and so remember your ancestor also said, you can kill the identity, I'm trying to get the words in there, of a man on earth, but you cannot kill his spirit. Yeah, they want you, and authenticity, that was a beautiful ending to this reading, I think. I don't even want to say anymore. It was just, I was almost tearing up while I was reading that. I hope that you got something really uplifting and comforting out of that, Aries. I am so grateful to be able to share these messages with you and hopefully support you on your life journey. That is all for me today. I am going to head over to your extended reading now. Remember, we're doing crystals, herbs, what else? Colors, and I'll channel some affirmations for you. And that should be in your toolbox for the month of October to help you integrate these energies and for your highest good. That's it for me. This is Samara, your feminist alchemist, and I will see you next time. Stay well, stay blessed, and be the best you can be. Love y'all. Take care. Bye-bye.